Morning friends, welcome back to Minnesota Home and Garden. It is Sunday, it was July 14th I believe. You're at our weekly update and welcome to my garden. We are in Minnesota, just outside of Minneapolis. We have an urban farm and urban garden. Last night we had really bad storms, kind of unexpected if you ask me. We weren't even supposed to have rain the last couple of days. We were hoping that it would get really warm and just kind of dry out our garlic because we've been itching to harvest our garlic. We did it yesterday despite the rain just because we needed to get it done. We didn't want them to risk rotting any further, but we are really thankful we harvested before the storms last night. We are very blessed. We'll do a separate video just on garlic alone, but I'll just do a little clip so you can show a little preview of what we're kind of looking at. Overall, we have a lot to be thankful for. Some people had been dealing with flooding all year. Last night, some people, probably lost huge portions of their garden. I'll show we have a little bit of damage out back and I can show that to you, but for the most part, we're really grateful and thankful today that we didn't have that much damage. So here we're back at the pumpkin patch out front, and as you can see, we've got a couple blue Jaredell pumpkins here, and a pest, probably a squirrel, took a bite here. I'm just gonna leave this on the vine anyway and just see how it does. Sometimes squash grows so fast this time of year that it can be very resilient. So even if you have some pest damage, my advice would be to leave it on the vine and just let it go as long as you can. We're still going to do our weekly spray of spinosad because we have the squash vine borer really until the end of July. That's a pest that you have to worry about. After the end of July, you don't have to worry. So if you've had a really bad year with your summer squash or zucchini, you can totally replant those now, buy seed, and you shouldn't have a problem the rest of the season with a squash vine borer, and you can still get a very large harvest. So if you've been really frustrated with pest damage so far this year, try it again. You can still get a good harvest. It's okay. It's too late probably to replant your pumpkins, to be perfectly honest. Those are usually about 90 days, 100 days, and we just don't have that long of a growing season here in Minnesota. And then here is also our melons. Those have not really appreciated the rain that much in cooler temps. Melons do love the high heat, so I don't know if we're gonna have a great year for melons. I'm still hoping for the best. You never know. But yeah, you really just need the heat for some vegetables. Our bush beans have been producing, and we did our first batch of dilly beans yesterday, and we did a small batch of cucumber pickles, and those look really, really great. So we're really thankful for that. And pretty soon we're gonna be harvesting lots of pickles, and our pole beans just started to really produce. So in the next few weeks here, we're gonna be having a lot of beans to pressure can, and I think we're done with dilly beans for the year. We actually don't eat a ton at our house, but we do enjoy them. We do eat a lot of pickles, however, so we're hoping for a really good cucumber harvest despite a little bit of powdery mildew and rust are a little bit early in the season. I'll bring you on back so you can see the rest of our garden quick here. And I also want to point out that you could probably start harvesting your carrots. Our carrots look excellent this year. They're full size, so if you want to harvest your carrots now, you certainly can. You can also wait until the fall when they might get a little bit bigger, but also kind of sweeten up a bit from the cooler temperatures. It's totally up to you. If you harvest them now, you can replant seed and get a second harvest in the fall. So it's a way to maybe really expand your harvest a little bit. And don't forget that your carrot tops are totally edible. They're delicious, and they make excellent pesto as well as chimichurri. And I'd be happy to post some links for some recipes in the description as well. So come on back, let's take a look. Okay, and welcome back to our side yard. Here's our peach tree. It got really badly damaged from storms a couple weeks ago, and we had to take 3 really large branches down that were unfortunately covered in fruit. These branches got damaged from that storm, and they've kind of been leaning for a while, and after last night's heavy rain and storm damage, you can see that they're still holding on, but they're hanging kind of on a thread. They're covered in fruit, so we're kind of just doing our best. If you have any advice for us on what we should be doing to protect this fruit and these branches from getting further damage, please leave a message in the comments. I'd love to hear your idea. As you can see, the storm definitely damaged our corn. We're gonna go to the store today, and we are just gonna do our best to kind of stake these up. It's kind of bad timing because as you can see, they just started to pollinate. The tassels just started to come out, so I'm really hoping this doesn't affect pollination. We are really hoping for a good corn season. Some people in Minnesota, their fields are so badly damaged. Boy, I don't know what's gonna happen. I think corn is resilient, but we're still kind of new to the corn game and growing that, and we're just hoping for a great year. And so far, our corn has looked pretty excellent. So we're hoping for the best, but I really don't know what to expect from all of the wind and the rain that we got last night. You can see that our Burpee triple crown bicolor sweet corn is standing up pretty straight today. Not nearly as much damage as this, whatever that means. Could be just because the wind hit this area a little bit harder, and maybe our garage protected wind from the back corner here. I'm not really sure, but we're still hoping for a good year. If you want to come over here, you can see a couple pumpkins have pollinated pretty well, and they're kind of coming along. You'll want to make sure that those don't sit wet, so I turn them every once in a while just to make sure they don't rot from the ground. It's ideal to have kind of mulch underneath them, something like that. If you come over here, you can see that our patch is doing really well. Like, you'll know right away when things pollinate, like this one for example, because they grow really fast pretty much immediately after pollination. If they don't seem to keep growing, they probably did not properly pollinate. And because of the rain this year, a lot of people are saying that they're not getting good zucchini, good pumpkins, and I'll tell you why. Naturally, the blossoms will kind of close up, or they get waterlogged and they don't really get pollinated. And of course, the bees don't come out when it's raining. So my advice would be to take a male flower just like this. There's a couple of different ways you can do this, but this is what I've been doing this year to increase my pollination. Take a male flower. A male flower is the tall ones that have no fruit attached to it, and I just peel back the petals just like this. Now this one's a little bit closed up, but I still want to show you the example. Let's say it was fully opened. I just stick it in there and directly pollinate it myself. And this will increase your pollination quite a bit. The bees are probably struggling a little bit this year, and that's probably my best advice because of all this continual heavy rain. It's a little bit different for Minnesota, that's for sure, at least in my opinion. I've been gardening for I think 12 or 14 years roughly, something along that, and I've never seen rain and storms and such extreme weather quite like this. Again, I have to say that we are really thankful that we did not wake up to more damage. Our cars are not damaged, our property for the most part is not damaged. We're gonna just have to stake quite a few things today, do some pruning and cleaning up, but for the most part I think that our harvest and our summer will continue just okay. As you can see, a lot of things are greening up in this garden. We added just a little bit more general all-purpose fertilizer to our peppers inside here. I just think there was just too much rain and not enough nutrients, and those are greening up and looking really nice. Our giant marigolds are really popping up. We don't have that much of a garden update today. We just started to slowly get our harvested in of cucumbers and beans, and I can't wait for tomatoes to come. Hopefully that will be soon, but I think the best is yet to come, and I really appreciate you supporting our page and subscribing and sharing it with your friends. Hopefully that helps your friends in the north, especially Minnesota, garden better, learn organic methods, and I just hope everybody's having a great year. We'll see you next week.